I've got my guitar here. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in to my instrument input. I'm going to plug it into the normal input because I'm running a Strat style guitar just with single coil pickups. I've got a microphone here, and I'm going to plug the mic into our XLR mic 1 input. So that goes just like that. So okay, so we have our instruments plugged into the tone port correctly, and this is how it should work. I'm using a dynamic mic right now, so I don't need to have the phantom power on. If you're using a condenser style mic, you need to have this button pushed in to give it the proper phantom powers so it would work correctly. The easiest way to monitor your sound out of the tone port is to simply plug headphones into it, and I've got some headphones here. You want to hear your sound through the PodFarm software immediately. You can plug your headphones right into the headphone output, put your headphones on, you're going to get sound. You're going to hear your guitar, you're going to hear your mic, assuming you have everything turned up in the software and everything turned up on the tone port. So right here, this is the headphone out, so make sure your levels are all up, obviously. You've got some mic gain level knobs here as well, so check all your levels, make sure everything's cool there. If you don't have a set of headphones that have 1/4-inch jacks on them, you can really very inexpensively buy a step-up adapter, 1/4-inch stereo adapter from any local electronics store. These run anywhere from $2 to $5 max. So pretty solid investment if you're going to be using headphones that have an 1/8-inch jack on them. So headphones, one way to monitor your sound through the tone port. Another way, and this is the way I prefer, if you have a set of studio monitors like we have here, is to use the analog outputs on the back of the tone port. And again, those are these little guys right here. I've got this Y cable. It's got 2 1/4-inch mono leads on either end, and I've got the leads plugged into my speakers left and right. These are powered speakers. They have their own power supply, and all I really want to do is just plug them in to the analog outputs on the back of the tone port left and right, like so. And it's as simple as that. If you have a pair of computer speakers that have an 1/8-inch jack, like many of you do, we can go back to our little adapter guy here and put it on the 1/8-inch jack and plug it right into the headphone out, and that'll work as well. So these are 2 ways that you can actually monitor your sound correctly out of the tone port. One other way is to actually run a Y cable from your analog outputs into the line input of your computer. So what you would need in that situation is a Y cable with 2 1/4-inch mono leads like these. You'd want to plug these into your analog outs, and the cable should have an 1/8-inch stereo lead, and I think I have, yeah. So on the other end it should look like this. And if you have a cable like that, and again you can pick it up at any local electronics store, they run a couple bucks, you can actually run the 1/8-inch lead into the line input of your computer. Now, if you're not sure what the line input of your computer is, I'll show you that right now. I've got a spare laptop and a spare desktop here. So on my laptop, I've got 2 little 1/8-inch jacks here. One's a headphone out, and the other is the line input. So you would actually want to run the Y cable from your tone port into the line input on the 1/8-inch end into your laptop. Most computers are color-coded. Laptops may not always be. This one's not. But usually the line input on most computers, and I've got my desktop here, usually the line input is color-coded. So you can see right here there's a blue and a pink, and the pink's the mic and the blue's the line. So that's what you're looking for. That's just one other way to plug the tone port in. Okay, so just to recap correctly how to monitor sound from your tone port. We'll just go down the list. Guitar's plugged into the instrument input. I've got my mic plugged into my XLR input. My levels are all turned up. I've got my 1/4-inch mono Y cable, my cables right here, coming out of the analog outputs of the tone port split into my powered studio monitors. That's the first way. Second way, headphones. Right into the headphone jack, you'll get sound, just like so. Third, Y cable, again like this, coming out of the analog outputs into the 1/8 inch line input of your computer. One thing I should mention about that setup, if you're gonna set it up like that, you need to make sure that your Pod Studio is set up as the external sound card for your computer. And we do have another video tutorial that describes that and illustrates that, and we'll show you how to do that. So go to the Pod Studio Pod Farm video tutorial community on our website, and that's just www.line6.com/support. So hopefully I've been able to shed some light on how to correctly set up the tone port physically for you guys to get sound out of it. And as always, we appreciate any feedback. So if you guys have any questions, hit us up on the forums. Awesome. Thanks, guys.